Hi everybody, welcome back. Unique Zeke here. I'm gonna do a couple quick voiceovers on this video. Try to get it out as quick as I can. I've been working on this for 3 days already, and I think best option for me at this point would be move on, get this video out there, show you guys what I've been doing, what's happened, and start working towards the next one. So anyway, if you find yourself enjoying this one, try to click that like button for me if you would. Maybe consider hitting the subscribe as well if you want to ring that bell for notifications of new videos coming out. I appreciate any of the effort you guys put in. Thankfully, subscriptions are free. You don't have to sign up and spend your hard-earned money on that. But anyway, you're gonna see me going around collecting some resources, killing some things, taming some things, and I'll pop in to update you when some really big events happen. Alright? Hi guys, just wanted to pop in real quick, explain what you're kind of seeing here. I'm going to be obviously doing some taming and such, but I was looking around a moment ago just to see exactly where I am, kind of get myself acquainted with my surroundings a bit. And I noticed there is a temple up above where I'm looking right now. This Dimorphodon turned out to be a 150, and I had already bullet it when I realized that. So I started knocking it out. Um, this was definitely one of the fun ones. One of the fun ones in the video. So enjoy. Go ahead and lie. Say that you are not as confused as I was at this moment. Don't the Morphodons usually come back if they get torpored and attacked? Yeah, I'm a little confused. So I found this dodo. I was just running around killing stuff, but I realized after I hit this with my spear, it was a 150 female, and that one spear was too much for it, apparently, along with me punching it in the face. So after killing the last dodo with my fist, I ended up cleaning up baby, also a 150 female, and I was just bringing it back, but I noticed this coming at me, and rather than, you know, trying to run by it or any of that, I decided I was going to try to take it out. Unfortunately, as you can see, I ran out of spears, and then when I picked them up, I automatically put one in my hand for some reason. Anyway, get her back to base, tell her to stop following me, and now Trevor has a companion. Trevor the First, by the way. Changed his name. Thought it was more fitting. Poor Trevor. From here, you're going to see a lot of repetition. This is our early game, so most people that play or watch the videos actually understand this is it's gonna be a lot of the same thing over and over again for a little while. But don't worry, it'll pick up soon. Sorry, things get a little jumbled up here for a few minutes. Unfortunately, during the editing, I ended up losing some of the footage. And while I don't get this monster, I do end up getting one. And I don't know where the footage went for that. So, unfortunately, it ends up showing a lot of me killing monsters, and then suddenly one magically appears in my not base foundation area spot where I started. Not sure what I'm calling that yet. We'll get there though. I just realized I was running out of prime. I have to go start looking for some, and I end up finding an option, but it's not the one I really wanted to. I've been looking around for a little while now for prime for the last random, which leads to this next step. Little bit of video editing going on here to try to slowly break down the size of this video. Anyway, I killed mother, go down and start looking for the baby. I have a little bit of trouble finding it, but once I do, I decide that rather than chase the baby down, I'm going to claim the baby and just kill it at my leisure. With the prime acquired, now I go ahead and search for that pteranodon that I just knocked out. So, prime on, and we are going to move on. It's a new day. This makes technically day 2 of this series. So, hopefully we can get some good stuff done. I ended up going out trying to explore for a while, and I found a 150 Pteranodon. Decided I was going to try to knock it out. I had a little difficulty. It ended up flying away. So here I start looking for it. My recording caught up a little bit too late, so tried my best. But you'll see, I end up finding it and getting it knocked out for another Pteranodon. Here we go. So after getting that Pteranodon knocked out, I found a couple baby Lystrosaurs here, and I'm gonna prove my point from earlier about how much faster and easier it is to actually claim a baby dino and kill it for the prime, rather than try to fight it early game. So there's 8 shots to take out the first baby Lystrosaur. That one actually looked like its younger brother or sister of this one that I just killed with 2 shots. So I get the prime on this Pteranodon, and I decide I'm going to split up the stacks of meat, get myself as much spoiled meat as I can, which means pretty soon I'm going to have to actually go out and get myself some sort of herbivore to collect berries. Doing it by hand is not going to be efficient after this. I also want to point out that this second stack that I went to split actually had already spoiled before I split it, so I used the auto sort feature, which a lot of people tend to forget is even in ASA. Get everything stacked up all nice and neat all over again. So I start heading back to base. I'm gonna bring all these Pteranodons that I've already gathered back to the base. I've realized that I'm at a level where I can start actually working my way up the food chain a little. I can get my forage prepped, I can get an AA bench going to start getting stuff with automated arc. That's going to be one of the key features I will be using in this, is the automated arc, and trying to make sure that everything is as smooth going as I possibly can moving forward for myself. Trying to make things easy, you know how it is. So here you can see what I was talking about earlier. I do have a mod shelter already tamed here. Might have to, I'm not positive on that. Editing wise, I'm just clipping these pieces in. So I'm going to take advantage of that for a moment, and then you're going to have some fun watching what happens. I should make note that as I was recording all of this content, I was actually talking, but it wasn't recording my audio, so I had to try a different method. And at this stage, I realized that I needed some wood for the AA porch, and so I decided to take out the moss chops to go get some wood. That was the original idea, but I also saw I need some more narco berries, so why not two birds, one stone? So here we get to see a pteranodon, and I hop off for a second, check out the level, but I end up almost instantly afterwards hating this pteranodon more than anything. You'll see why. As you can see, I kind of was looking around here, and I thought about actually deleting a lot of this content just because it's running around on a moss chop, you know, just collecting. It's not fun content to watch. But you can actually see the angles I keep looking around, and I still don't see this coming. That's right. Day 2. Here we are. Minding our own business, gathering stuff up like good little survivors, playing the game like we're supposed to, and what happens? A 145 Rex gets dragged to your tames that you just spent hours on, and starts munching away. Yeah, that happened. So, with the Rex out of the way, I decided it's time to start strategizing, figure out what I'm gonna do. I pick up all of my pieces, little bits and bobs that are floating around. Picked up my dodo's souls and my pteranodon soul, the one that died. And I decided to start breeding up some pteranodons. They did pretty well against the 145 reps, so I figure if I get more of them and more of them that are higher level, the better they will be able to help me along the way. Because obviously I can't sit here. I need to move, and I need to move as soon as possible. But I also need some levels and a few other things before I can actually take off. I need to transition and move everything. So I take an inventory of what I've got, what I need, what my plan is, and I take off. I'm going to go gather some resources. Here I've run out of stamina. So, pro tip, ever happens to you, just stop and crouch down. Look how quick that went up. Now I've got full stamina again. running back over to check on that parasaur. And it's all ready to go. There's the levels. I'm gonna switch out some of the berries on it. See if I can pull for a saddle. There we go. Pull and craft that up. Once that's ready, put it on. There we go. And hop on. Now we've got a parasaur. Now we've got our herbivore. And did we get the pit? Yeah. Forget the current on. Look around, just see what's around. On my way back, I've been gathering some berries, and all of a sudden I come across this. So, oh, apparently there wasn't anything there yet. And I want to make sure I have my shrink arrows that I now have access to onto my bow. Make sure I got the right one. There's a few parasaurs around here. I want to make sure I get the right one. There we go. KO. So I came back to base and I initially thought, okay, it's done. We gotta move. I don't want another Rex attack. I'm starting to run low on teams. And then I realized I'm also running low on food for the trip, so I might want to actually cook some food up while I'm sitting here. And since that's happening, I could use a couple more Pteranodons to help guide me along the way. I'm waiting on that other parasaur to tame up. So I got a few different things going here that I want to just make sure that I actually get in place before we take off. And trying to get these Pteranodon eggs hatched at night on Astraeos turns out to be a little more of a hassle than I expected. I forgot how greatly the temperature actually changes on this map, especially between day and night, and different regions even. It's very short areas between very different climates, so I ended up having some interesting consequences because of it. Thought I would try this out. It's the Dragon Egg Incubator. It's part of one of the mods that I have on here. I had assumed it was something that would just automatically incubate eggs. I didn't know if you had to put it inside or exactly how to use this, so I might have to look into that more. I might have been doing something wrong. It wouldn't surprise me. It's a new mod. I haven't used it yet, so we'll see more of that later on. I'll play around with it. I'll figure it out. So the Dragon Egg Incubator, it wasn't working for me. I decided to pick it up. I'll play with that later on. I decided to try and true method, just throw out another campfire, and even that was not enough. One 3 wasn't enough, I wanted to 5. By the time I had 5, I was already breeding up 3 females to try to get as many eggs as possible going at once. And then I managed to somehow end up with a little bit of prime. Cook some of that up on the campfires while I was waiting for more to end on. Day 3. And we're gonna get ready to move right away. I cleared up a lot of the base area, I picked everything up, and now it's time to move on. I'm going to apologize now. I realize this is already getting to be a quite lengthy video. It was unintended, so trust me, quite unintended. Wasn't long before I came under attack from many different creatures, and both Astraeos were in pretty bad shape, so I stopped to heal them up. So at this point, I kind of assumed that this was coming after me no matter what. So, strike first. Strike hard, strike fast. I've got Parasaurs and Pteranodons. I gotta do whatever I can to make it through. There we go. And poor Parasaur. I figure while we're here, might as well go ahead and gather myself some crystal, get myself a awesome spyglass going. And climb up the mountain. We're actually right underneath where I want to be. So I made it to where I want to go. I managed to get every one of my teams inside, thankfully, and it turned out there was a Rex outside. This probably is going to be a common occurrence, but hopefully I can at least gate it in like so. It may not work for now. And then I realized why put the actual gate into the gate frame right now. Rather than do that, why not use it so I have an open area and I can try to, maybe, yeah, try to attack this Rex, kill it, without it being able to get to me by using this gate. It can't get through. It's just too tall. If only things went as smoothly as they sound like they're going to. So, instead that Rex, I decided I was going to try to tame it. As you can see, I'm running out of crank arrows, and I figured why not make a crossbow. I got all the stuff to do it. put that on my hotbar, get it set up with drink arrows, and realize I don't have what I need in order to make enough to finish the job. If you caught that noise though, it does sound like something crashes. And I come out through to check on it. I realize I'm also running out of water. I have no water up here. I'm looking for the Rex outside. There's the baby. But the adult is down there. There's no chance of getting that. And that leaves me at the end of this one. Hopefully you all enjoyed yourself. If you did, make sure you click that like button. Consider subscribing. This is where I'm going to be basing up. I am trying to do the minimalist build here, so this will pretty much be it. There'll be some foundations, and that's it. Alright guys,